If you were to bite off a kneecap, how would it look?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
And good morning to you. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us, being a part of the show today. Hopefully you had a good night last night. It's going to be a beautiful day here in the Motor City, and we got a ton of stuff to discuss on the show today. Everything from the Malice at the Palace documentary that I watched last night, Cade versus Jalen Part 1, plus we got the AP Coaches Poll for college football. We're going to see where Michigan and Michigan State wind up on that. But first, let me introduce you to everybody that's in the room. My name is Stick. To my left, my far, far left.
All the way on the other side, it is Joey. Good morning.
Good morning to Joey. And then looking beautiful on the couch today, we have Jeff.
How's it going?
Jeff. And then, of course, did you just give like the twiddle fingers?
Yeah.
That's my. How's it going?
And then we have Art in producer land. Hello, Art.
What's
and then,
going
of
on?
course, the one, the only, Mr. Fish. Hello, Mr. Fish.
Hello, buddy. It's Wednesday. Very excited for this weekend. We got another game this weekend where Australia's gonna cry. So we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, now we know that Australia is a bunch of criers. Well, we had a big game last night here in Detroit, and really across the nation, man. I really haven't felt a buzz like this for a summer league game ever in my entire life. But last night, number 1 overall pick, Cade Cunningham, versus number 2 overall pick, Jalen Green, and, you know, obviously they have some teammates as well. But the game happened, did not end well for the Pistons. The Pistons did not look good at all, really. They lost the game 111-91, so losing by 20, not a good look, especially for a team that was talking about coming in, going undefeated, and winning the entire G League. Joey, did you watch the game last night?
Yeah, I watched it entirely, and the biggest takeaway that I got for this game is Sekou, I do not think is going to have a spot with this team much longer.
Really?
I really don't. I mean, Sekou and Killian, I mean, he's starting to make a little bit of improvements, but I feel like them two got to step up. Yesterday, I literally felt like, and this is what the commentators were even saying, is it was a Cade versus Jalen show, and that's what we expected going into this. But, I mean, at least Cade is starting to look good. I mean, you said it. You said I need at least 20 points out of him, and what did he hit?
20.
20 points.
On the dot.
On the dot. So, I mean, he was looking good. That step back right there, crossed him over, was a beautiful play. But, I mean, you're just starting to see the confidence. And, I mean, I can't stand Jalen Green. I can't stand that dude.
Really?
Nah, he's just annoying. Like, you look at him, annoying. Post-game, annoying. Any interview, annoying.
Yeah, I actually gained a little bit of respect for his game last night. I thought Jalen Green played a pretty damn good game, and I thought Cade Cunningham played a pretty damn good game. And when those two were locked up one-on-one on each other, honestly, I thought Cade got the best of him. He had a couple blocks. He crossed him over. You saw him draining that three. You know, they were talking trash to each other throughout the game, which is fun. I love that kind of stuff. But overall, I wasn't disappointed. Like, it's exactly what I thought it would be. The only thing that I thought Jalen Green had over Cade was the amount of free throws that dude was able to shoot. But look at Luka Garza here. The Dirk. The one-legged throwback Dirk.
He hasn't signed yet with the team, right?
No, he's signed, but he's not on, like, he hasn't made the official, like, starting roster. He's a part of the Pistons organization. Whether he's going to be on the Crews or on the Pistons has yet to be seen.
Right. Because, I mean, I like him. I mean, when we picked him up so late in the draft, it was one of those that I was like, first off, how did he get so damn low in this draft, being one of the best in the Big Ten last year?
But not only that, he was the National College Player of the Year.
All that and more. And him to go that late in the draft, I mean, it just shows Troy Weaver knew what he was getting into, and I feel like he's going to turn out to be one of the biggest steals of this draft.
Jeff, you were in the chat watching the game last night. What'd you think about Cade versus Jalen Part 1?
I got what I wanted. I did say I wanted Cade to guard Jalen and vice versa, and it happened. And I think Cade did a good job. I mean, the guy shot well, Jalen Green. He's a good shooter. But in terms of, like, how the team played, I still feel Detroit has more talent, obviously. But if you look at the Houston Rockets, every one of their starters were in double digits. that one dude they were calling Baby Jokic before the draft played well.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's just guys that you can't really control. I mean, Cade did it the best he can. He was still being aggressive, wasn't hitting shots, but I want to see him get to the foul line more. I mean, he didn't take a single free throw the whole game.
Right.
And Jalen had, 11 free throws, and he had 25 points. You take those free throws away, he's at like 15 points. I think Cade had 20. If he had a couple free throws, he probably would have outscored Jalen, but it was still a good game from both of them. I mean, that's what you want to see. Just two guys go at it, and we didn't get the win, but hey, we'll see him again.
What's up, Art?
Yeah, my thing was I mean, I know it's a summer game, but they were 7 for 35 behind the arc. Like, that's embarrassing.
The Pistons?
Yeah. And then Cade was 8 for 18. Like, 8 for 18.
That's not bad. I mean, that's almost 50%. That's honestly not bad.
And there's people here at Woodward Sports that can do better than that.
No, get the hell out of here with that shit. Now, honestly, when I was watching the game, I thought Jalen was the man for his team, which we all know. He's option A, B, and C. With Cade, I felt he was trying to get more people involved, and I didn't feel like Cade was really putting forth his hardest effort in just trying to be the man and take over the game. Like, he was more of a facilitator. I thought his defense was great. He had 3 steals. He had a couple of assists. But really, when I was watching the game, you could just see the difference in their games. Cade is more under control. He's more of a team player. Jalen Green is he's Jalen Green. He's
Give me the
loud,
ball,
he's
I'm going to
obnoxious.
score.
He's a scorer.
Yeah.
But, he was putting up other stats too yesterday, but a lot of turnovers for him early on in the game, especially when he was putting that pressure on himself. But this is my point about Cade. Like, listen to him, like, hyping up the team, trying to align the defense. I feel like Cade was more coaching in this game than playing in this game. Listen to what Cade mic'd up sounds like.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, turn over.
I'm behind you. Yeah, I'm through. Yo, we in it. Talk to me, cut. Come on. Let's go, cool. Yeah, 16. Yeah, let's go!
And he hit him with the Woodward Sports. Let's go!
You know what I love is he got nicknames for everybody already. He started calling Killian Hayes Kill, started Sekou Koo. Like, he had nicknames for everybody. That's one thing that I noticed. I mean, just so comfortable out there with the team in such short time, but the one thing that I want to see more of is Cade being more aggressive, because you saw him take it hard into the lane a couple times. I want to see him continue to do that and then draw some contact, show that he's bigger than anybody that's going to be guarding him this season, because he's a big guard.
Yeah, I would like to see him take the guards down onto the block. Use his size, use his strength, and get in there and get some easy buckets. That's definitely got to be a part of the game plan moving forward with him, especially, like you said, when you have a guy with the size and the wingspan of a Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
You put his ass on the block and you wear out those smaller guards. That's what you need to do with him. So this is going to be the first of many battles between these two. I know we're not, playing the Rockets a ton every year, but this is going to be fun. And what's up, Art?
Yeah, it seemed like in the summer league too, it was almost like a summer game in the sense to where they weren't that strict on fouls. Like, they were playing pretty rough last night. What I noticed between Jalen and Cade was just the competitiveness. And I feel like the Pistons haven't had like that one-on-one player versus player. Like, hey, with this team, it's it's obviously Jalen Green versus Cade Cunningham. How do you see that playing out throughout the season? Because I mean, it is a team sport, but we were so fixated on Jalen Green versus Cade Cunningham last night.
Yeah, once we get to the pro, like the actual guys that are on the team, like Cade's got a lot more weapons around him immediately than Jalen Green does. Like, honestly, there's nobody in Houston that's going to help Jalen Green, and that's why Jalen's going to average like 25, 30 points a game. Cade's going to come here. He's got Jeremy Grant. We got Sadiq Bey. We have a couple other guys that can score the rock, but he's got to be the facilitator, and that's what Dwayne Casey keeps saying about him, is he's the connector, and he keeps using the term connector. And you could see it last night with the way he was talking to his teammates. I want to get to after the game, though, and what Jalen Green had to say.
Punk ass. I don't like him.
But I
don't respect
honestly,
him. He's a little
like
punk.
this. I hate him, but I like this at the same time, because if you're passed over by somebody, it should leave a chip.
You're not good
shoulder.
enough to be number one, so you were pissed that you were number two. That's what it is.
Well, here was his comments after the game.
Well, on the other side, you're used to battling with Cade. You were even teammates with him. But what was it like going up against him for the first time as pros?
It was fun. He's a good player. He battled back. I have respect for him. So that's the reason we come on the court and we're going to battle it every time. So it was a good game overall.
And we know you have respect for him, but you've made it known that you felt like you're the best prospect in this draft.
Yeah.
How big has your chip been playing here in Las Vegas?
My chip been super big. It started at draft night when I got drafted number 2. I felt I was number 1, but I mean, it's just the work I gotta put in. I gotta keep the chip on my shoulder from where I'm from. My family installed it into me, so I'm just keeping it better every day.
So that chip on his shoulder is huge. That's what he said.
You don't say that as a grown-ass man. Come on out there saying, oh, I think I deserve number 1. Shut the hell up. Play basketball. You did good yesterday, so I can't rip on him too much. He's going to look good this season, but it's only because the Houston Rockets got nobody on his team. So, of course, he's going to go out there scoring. But I do like the head on this kid's shoulders because he is confident when you're out there. You can't take away that. But I just don't like the way he interviews. Coming out there saying that, chip on your shoulder, just play basketball.
What's up, Art?
What grade would you give? I want to go around the room and ask you, you, Joey, and Jeff. What grade would you give both Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green for last night's performance?
I mean, Jalen Green, probably an A-. I thought he looked good last night. He filled up the stat sheet in multiple areas. He got his shot off, scored a lot of points without taking a lot of shots because of the free throws. For Cade, I give him B-. I didn't think it was a great game, but I didn't think it was awful by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a B- for Cade just because Cade had a chip on his shoulder, guys, going into this game because all the media and all the backlash that he's been getting and just so many people hating on him after that horrible first game of performance. But for Jalen Green, I'm giving him a B for being a little bitch because I can't stand this guy.
It's funny how he's become like public enemy number 1 to you.
It is. I don't respect anybody that could come out there, and obviously he smack-talked Detroit a little bit, so I don't like him for that already. But, I mean, he's a good basketball player. I'd probably give him a A- for his performance because, I mean, he was drawing fouls, going to the free throw line and not backing down from Cade Cunningham when the whole world was against him on this whole thing to start the season.
What about you, Jeff? What grades are you handing out?
Yeah, definitely for Jalen Green, you got to go with an A. The guy was getting to the foul line, shooting the ball, attacking the rim. He was pretty much doing everything. Except for the first couple minutes, he was looking bad. Cade was bothering him. He had like 3 turnovers in the first 4 minutes. But other than that, I mean, the guy played pretty solid. I can't hate on him for that. Cade, I like the B- grade because it's like you're not at a C to where but listen, if some of his teammates converted some of those passes, he'd have more assists. I mean, he missed out on 3-4 assists in the game if you saw it. So for what he did, I'd give him a B-. I mean, I want to see him get to the foul line more, but he did what he could. I mean, you can't hate on the guy, so B- sounds fair.
Yeah, I think that's right. It wasn't a failure, but it wasn't a massive success. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll get more of these matchups and more Summer League games for the Pistons. They got at least 3 more coming up over the next course of this week, and we'll see if they can bounce back and get a damn win. I mean, they went in there talking about we're going to be undefeated, we're going to win the whole damn thing, and all of a sudden, nope, not even close.
But it's all good because when the Lions win every single preseason game, it's a horrible season. So
right.
I'm cool with us losing every single Summer League game.
This isn't even preseason. This is Summer League.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Well, Dan Campbell, speaking of the Lions, Dan Campbell had another viral moment yesterday, baby. This guy is just full of sound clips, and we're going to talk about that next right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. We are live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and then, of course, you can listen to our app, which is available for download in the Apple or Google Play Store. And don't forget, this Thursday, we got a brand new show starting. Braylon Edwards, Ryan Armani. It's called The Bottom Line, and they got some big tickets to give away to start off their show, too. Thinking about a game maybe happening Friday? Thinking about maybe you're sitting very, very close?
I wonder what game that could possibly be.
I don't know, but it's starting for us tomorrow. Oh, my God. Tomorrow's Thursday.
Yeah, it is tomorrow.
And the show is starting.
Wow. I didn't even realize that was tomorrow. I know Fish started the show off by saying,
Joey
hey,
just
it's
did the
Wednesday. Wednesday, 2 more days until the weekend.
It is.
Joey
It's
just
one
did the
more
Borat.
day.
Wowie, wow.
Wowie,
wow.
Yeah, I do wonder what game they're going to give tickets to. There's a bunch to pick from.
There is a bunch to pick from, but we got some nice tickets for them to give away. So make sure you're watching it tomorrow, 2 to 4, right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Dan Campbell at it again. We love this guy. The only bad part about us doing mornings is his press conference take place during our show.
Yep.
So we don't get to listen to a lot of the heat till afterwards. And yesterday, he was talking about turds. Like Dan Campbell, the head coach of the Lions, was talking about turds in the best way possible, and also giving credit to Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn.
Those are the turds that I thought he was talking about.
Those are the turds. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Said this when I walked in. There was a number of guys that were here, and I think Patricia and Quinn did a great job of. There's no turds here. There's no bad guys. Like, these guys work now. You know, we don't have guys, I'm lazy, blah, blah. We don't really have those guys. And that's a good thing. That's not always the case when you walk in and hasn't been a successful program. Usually but that's not the case. I mean, these guys work, and they are. They're pretty tough-minded. And it's just a matter of, hey, this is how you got to win. This is what it takes to win. This is what it takes to be a winner. This is what it looks like. This is how you walk through. And that's all it is. It's just a matter of, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. That's all.
What do you think of the comment, no turds here?
I see the ending, the way he said, sometimes you just don't know what you don't know, talking about Patricia and them. I don't understand what that part means either.
I think it means that they didn't know how to coach.
But you're a
that
head
these
coach,
players,
so it's like there's nothing that they should not know as an NFL head coach.
There's a lot of things they did that they should not have done, but they did. But you know, I'm thinking that's the player. Like, the players weren't coached up, so he's not going to hold them accountable for what they weren't taught. Is what I took from that.
What I love so much about Dan Campbell is he doesn't shy away from any questions. And I don't know the backstory to the question that led to that conversation, but I mean, normally a coach would come in and pretend like the last regiment didn't even happen. But he comes in, acknowledges it because he knows the fans want to hear about that and hear what he has to say about that. Dan Campbell as a head coach, still giving us 0 wins, 0 losses. So I'm not going to jump gun on this at all and get more hyped than I want to be on this, because obviously Dan Campbell's the guy that makes us feel good. But as far as using the word turd, I mean, for an NFL head coach, I mean, it doesn't surprise me because it's Dan Campbell.
Jeff, what did you feel when you heard those comments yesterday?
You know, I like it. I like Dan Campbell. He gets me hype. He knows how to hit the parts of my heart, but at the same time, it's like there's got to be a better way to say these things. Like, at the end of the day, like, I get the turd and you got the coffee memes, and it's just another clip for the media to get out and look at. But I love how he at least mentioned the old regime, and he's not stupid. He knows what he's walking into. It's a lot of stuff he had to fix, especially with the players, like Kuda mentioning how his coaching this year is completely different. I mean, all the players have been hitting it, but I love it. I mean, Dan Campbell, you got to love his use of words and how he describes things with the campfire reference during the Saturday game. Like, just who he is, man. I mean, he's not going to change. So.
Can I switch my segment to turd of the day instead of dumbass
yeah,
of the
day?
day?
Yes.
I think I got to switch it up. It's
gotta change it.
It's time. Dan Campbell's turd of the day. That's what I'm calling it now on.
I do not want to see that, especially with the amount of coffee that guy drinks. Those are not the turds I want to be looking at. You're added in. Well, if you like the comment, no turds, we got a special surprise for you. Not only did we make it a t-shirt, but we made it a t-shirt. And if you want it, they're available right now at woodwardsports.com. We got the No Turds Allowed Here t-shirt, but we have 2 versions of it. Do you have the other version? So there's the poop emoji, and then there's the non-poop emoji. What do you prefer?
You need the poop emoji.
Go back.
Okay, see, it was a debate. Half the people were like, Adam was like, there's no way I'd ever wear the poop emoji. But I love it without it. Then, we got people like Jeff that's like, I need the poop emoji.
See, that's the thing. You're limited to the places you could get in wearing a poop emoji on anything.
Right.
But with the regular one, no turds, I mean, you can wear that anywhere. Like that relates to so much, and it's just a funny T-shirt. So I'm gonna go without the emoji, but I love the idea of the emoji.
Jeff, drop the link in all the chats right now if you can. And if you want it, all you got to do is go to woodwardsports.com, click on store. It's at the top right of our page, and you will see all the fun T-shirts that we have. Not only for Dan Campbell, we got Panay Sewell, we got Cade Cunningham, we got Sadiq Bey. We got a ton of stuff up there.
What I like about Campbell, too, is he also mentioned, like, what's important to make the roster. And it seems like with Campbell, we didn't get this from Patricia, just, like, honesty and a little, like, behind the curtain that I really enjoy with him. He's up front. He'll let you know what he likes and what he doesn't like. And I want to play this clip of him saying what it takes to make the Detroit Lions roster. So here we go.
It's grit is number one. It's always been from day one. It's grit. You're resilient, you're tough, you're hard-nosed, you're a guy that your body demeanor never changes by what happens to you. You're dependable, you're accountable. It's everything that you would want in somebody. If you said, I need one guy to do a job for me, this is the guy that you're the guy that I'm doing because I trust you. I know exactly who you're going to be every day. You're not up and down. You're the same guy every day. I know what you are. Even if that maybe is not quite at the very tip top, I'd rather have that I know what I'm going to get every day than the guy that's like, wow, what a flash player. And the next day he's down in the dumps. We don't know what he's doing. Something hurts. It's not worth it. So that would be number one. All right. Now, certainly you got to have talent on this team, and not everybody's going to be perfect. But, man, you got to have some mental resiliency, some mental fortitude to play for us and the Detroit Lions. You just do.
Then that's it. He just wants tough guys. He wants mental fortitude. He wants to be able to know that when things get hot, you're not going to panic. You're just going to be there to support your teammates and be a tough guy. And you could already, when we were talking to Corey yesterday, you can already tell that these guys are the resilient type. Corey was saying that they take the hard coaching just as well as they take the good coaching.
And at the end of that, he said that it takes a certain mentality, I think, to play for the Detroit Lions. I mean, last year were one of the worst football teams in the NFL. And he's already looking at it as, no, we're not going to just have anybody on this team. We need certain people with certain mentalities. And being that bad of a team, you would think, all right, we'll just take anybody and anybody right now. But the way that he looks at this team is you would think that last year we were competing for the Super Bowl. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, he's got high expectations, man. You can't come in thinking that you're going to lose. If you do that...
Did I hear Super Bowl?
You think the Lions are going to the Super Bowl, Fish?
I don't think. I know.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Talks about us hyping up Cade Cunningham way too much, and now says the Lions are winning the Super Bowl.
I got to say, though, it's a completely different reaction here, Fish, compared to the show from 11 to 1, where we just get dogged on for believing in the Lions.
We do.
Yeah, it's
And
hurtful.
we
I'm
will
never
today
going to clown
from 11 to
optimism.
1.
Like, optimism is something that I think everybody should
Well,
have.
then you
now,
should come on the 11 to
unrealistic
1
optimism.
show.
What's that,
You
Fish?
should come on the 11 to 1 show and see how you get. You won't get very far.
I'll gladly come on and have this debate with those guys.
I don't think you'll win.
Yeah, me and Sean, when Sean was here, we were going back and forth. And, I mean, there is no right or wrong with this because nobody knows.
Yeah.
So your opinion is just as right as his opinion. And if this guy thinks we're going to win 3 games and this guy thinks we're going to win 8, at the end of the day, you're both just guessing.
Yeah, but at the same time, I could see the skepticism with 10-7 because we haven't gone 10-7 in a very long time. But Fish and I have this
2021. This is our year.
It is our year. I think that if anything could happen with the amount of momentum and like no turds allowed and we're biting kneecaps, like it's optimism that we need for this organization.
Yeah, what the hell are you supposed to do? Go into the season? Oh man, another season.
Right.
New head coach. Oh, we're gonna suck.
That's what it is according
to me. That's the laziest, easiest take you could ever have. Is that the Lions are gonna suck? They've always sucked. They're never gonna be good. Like, it's so easy to say that. And actually, I have a point to where people disagree with the 11-1, and we will bring that up coming up later on in the show.
I like this point too. This is actually a shocker.
Yeah. When
Very shocking.
When I saw it, I was like, damn, okay, cool.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's the thing. If you're one of those people, like, we know the Lions suck, and when anybody says that we're going to get more than 5 wins this season,
which we're
talking optimistic. That's it. We're praying that happens because...
Not praying that it happens. We got a better team than we did last year. We got a better coach than we did last year. We got a teamwork
Thank
going.
you, sir.
To me, there's so many positives compared to last year, and we had 5 wins last year.
Exactly.
And we get another game.
I get it. Positives as far as what? Us being that much of a better football team?
Yes.
Or that the regime that we got is making us feel good about it?
No, both.
Yes.
It's more, for me, it's more so just the way that Dan Campbell's leading this team. It's got us feeling good. I mean, as far as the players, I mean, we still have one of the worst wide receiver cores that you could see on paper.
On paper.
And
that's fine.
That's
Tom
what
Brady's had the worst wide receiver core on paper many times in his career.
Don't ever compare anything Lions to Tom Brady ever again.
Why? I'm saying,
but according to Maz,
you're over here
Maz,
acting like you can't be
good.
successful with not the greatest wide receivers.
Listen,
I'm showing you multiple occasions of champions without it, and it's not good enough.
Tom Brady, you can't compare anything Tom Brady. We don't know what Jared Goff is going to look like this season.
I didn't say Jared Goff was Tom Brady, did I?
No, you
but
didn't.
You compare that when Tom Brady, anything happens to Tom Brady, you can't compare that to any other team. He could have literally all of us in this room. He's still throwing for 10,000 yards.
Okay, so the best example of not having high-profile wide receivers we can't use because Tom Brady was on the team.
Yeah, can't.
That's convenient for your argument.
You just got to look at our team right now. I mean, listen, I'm still thinking we go just under 10 wins this season, but that's me being optimistic because, yes, we are a better team than we were last year. We got a better offensive line, but I don't know what this receiving core is going to look like. We don't even know who our starting receivers are really going to be.
We had 5 wins with that pencil-headed freak Matt Patricia. 5 wins with a terrible work ethic, no optimism, no go-get-em attitude. It was do what the fuck I say and get it done now. That never changes anything. You're going to be shit. When you've got a guy who's in there that's a rah-rah and sure, he may be blowing smoke out of his ass, but he's got the fire 10 wins.
Well, the best news is we get to find out. And at the end of the season, I can look at you and say you were right, and you can look at me and say I was wrong. And we'll see how it is. But, you know, they're got to play it out on the field. And another thing we got to play out are people at Levels. It's going to be an amazing grand opening at Levels. It's going on a week from Friday. And as you see right there, T Grizzly presents Grizzly Gas, which they are going to have on site, and you'll be able to try that there, as well as food trucks. We're going to be live broadcasting, and as you see, you can win a brand new 2021 Dodge Challenger. So that is not this Friday, next Friday at Levels in Centerline. So make sure you come on out, hang out with everybody from Woodward Sports, and pick up some of that Grizzly Gas.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Good morning, everyone!
Extra, extra, read all about it!
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go!
Russell Westbrook is on a mission, and he is now in LA for one job: to make LeBron's job easier. This is what he said.
You know, as you know, Bron is one of the best players to play this game, and his ability to be able to kind of do everything on the floor allows me to be able to just figure it out. I'm coming to a championship caliber team, and my job is to make sure that I'm able to make his game easy for him, and I'll find ways to do that throughout the game. As it pertains to ball handling and all that, it really doesn't matter. There's many different ways you can impact the game without having the ball in your hands, and I've been able to do that for many years, and I will figure it out.
First off, it looks so weird seeing him with the Lakers backdrop and all that.
Yeah.
That's going to be a weird one to really sink in.
You know, I was wondering how I would respond because, you know, I'm a Russell Westbrook fan. Me and Adam have had many debates about it. And, you know, I'm a LeBron hater, and I also hate the Lakers. I'm starting to hate Russ.
I mean, come on.
Like, I'm like, all right, now I don't really care about Russ. He's on the team. He's on that team. All right. I don't want to see him do well now.
You just don't want to see LeBron ever win. That's your thing.
Well, and then I just got to watch him in the finals, really. But thank you, Arch.
It wasn't even that funny. I don't know why you laughed like that.
Facts, baby.
I don't know why you laughed like that.
Facts, baby. But yeah, it's weird. I love Russell Westbrook, but I can't love anybody in a Lakers uniform. The only person I've ever really loved that wore a Lakers uniform was Shaq. And I know the Kobe fans will go nuts over that, but I wasn't a huge Kobe guy when he was alive.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What?
I respect Kobe. I like Kobe. I'll never say anything bad about Kobe, but
I'm the same way. I was all about LeBron growing up. So the way I looked at it was I was a Jordan, and then I transitioned into being a LeBron fan.
Yeah.
So.
Like, honestly, like, Kobe was the enemy for a long time.
Yeah,
the
that's
2004
true.
Pistons, when we were playing them, like, it was, you hate Kobe. When they're here, you taunt Kobe.
But I feel like the biggest problem that Detroit sports fans have is turning it off to respect other people's talent.
I respect his talent.
See, but you respect LeBron's talent, too.
Yeah.
It's just about liking versus respecting a talent. I mean, that's a totally different conversation. I mean, you could hate LeBron James because it's the easiest thing in the world to do right now because he's got to be the most hated person right now in sports. But you got to respect his game. I don't care what you think.
Yeah, I respect LeBron James' game. I just think he's a little bitch. To quote our friend Sean, two things can be true. And that's fine, but it's weird. You know, I grew up hating the Lakers, you know, with the 89-90 Pistons, and then we re-hated the Lakers in 2004. So, like, to me, part of it has to do that they're putting on Lakers uniforms, too.
See, I feel like this is the most fake-ass Lakers team whatsoever. I mean, it doesn't even feel like the Lakers.
It's L.A.
I get it. It's still the Lakers. They got the uniform on, but when you think Lakers, you're thinking Shaq, you're thinking Kobe. I'm not thinking LeBron James and freaking Russell Westbrook, but is this a little piece of you that's a little worried this year because the Lakers are starting to look good?
No, I'm not worried about it.
Because you don't want to see the Lakers in the finals. We all know that.
I don't think they have enough to make it to the finals. I don't think they're going to stay healthy through an entire season, and then I think the playoff run is absolutely going to destroy them.
Do you think LeBron's gotten to a point where he's burned out? Because we noticed that a lot last season. He didn't want to do the All-Star game. He didn't want.
He's been burned out.
Yeah.
He really has, and he acknowledges it. Like, listen, I need you know, control of my minutes, and I'm not going to play in this game and all that stuff. And yeah, and then the minute he loses, he's hawking his movie in the post-game press conference. It's like,
literally,
this guy doesn't care about winning, losing, or anything anymore. He's about stacking his check, which is fine. Go ahead. He's earned that right to be able to do it. But don't try to convince me that you're here to win basketball games
And by the way,
anymore.
his movie did terrible.
The movie did terrible?
So he made no money off of it.
I still haven't seen it.
Well, he made money off it because ignorant people went to the box office and saw it. But
Tell him,
the
Fish.
ratings went.
I'm one of those that when I hear feedback on movies, and especially that one, they're like, oh, don't watch it. Don't watch it. It was a waste. It's going to ruin it for the original. That's kind of the same feeling that I had with the whole Malice at the Palace, and I know we're going to be talking about that later on the show.
Yes, sir.
But hearing what everybody was saying about that, because it dropped, I think, at 3 a.m. yesterday morning, it's the same feeling. I just didn't care to watch. I watched, obviously, the Malice, but I didn't care to watch the Space Jam whatsoever.
Yeah.
So what do you have an issue with Russell Westbrook and what he had to say?
No.
I mean, he had to say what he said.
Yeah, no, if you're going to go play with LeBron, you better kiss the ring, bow down. You're his bitch servant now, and there you go. You're no longer allowed to be an alpha if you play with LeBron.
I just don't
look at
see
Kevin
it.
Love, look at Chris Bosh, look at everybody that's ever played with him. You have to take a step back because Queen James needs you to.
And you're dumb if you don't do that because LeBron is the greatest on the court at all times. So,
do you think that Dwayne Wade was really the only one to really compete with LeBron, like on the team together? I mean, obviously he's always been surrounded by star players, but Dwayne Wade really gave him a run for his money.
He's the only player that LeBron respected on that level because Wade already had a championship before LeBron showed up. He did it without him. He didn't need LeBron to win his championship. Everybody else needed LeBron to win a championship.
Yeah,
so,
that confidence LeBron had, I mean, you got to realize that was the first move he's made, too. So, obviously, getting acclimated to a new city. So, you know that when he was taking his talents to South Beach, that he was going over there and understood that this is going to be D. Wade's team. Even though a lot of people looked at it as LeBron's team, that was always and forever going to be a D-Wade team.
Yeah, that was the only player I think he's ever respected to that point, because obviously he didn't respect Kyrie Irving. You know, like Kevin Love had to change his game. Chris Bosh had to change his game. Anthony Davis, I think he probably has a little bit of respect for because he knows he needs AD to win.
Do you think that there's anybody on the roster currently, like a KD, that he actually respects outside of, oh, if you're not on my team, then F off?
AD, because he knows he needs him. Without him, they're not winning a damn thing, no matter how good LeBron is. So if LeBron needs you, he'll treat you better. If he doesn't need you, you're tossed, period.
All right, and we move on to baseball because I am still in my news and I totally forgot. Bottom of the ninth, score tied 7-7. The Giants with runners on second and third. This was the winning play right here.
Peacock for the windup.
Ooh.
The glove of Walker. The throw to first. Deep, and the ball game is over.
Game over.
Wade is in to score, and the Giants win it 8-7.
That was a nice play right there to win that game.
I love walk-offs.
And I love bottom of the ninth game winners, too, when it's tied up. Yep. That's my favorite ever. Shohei Ohtani still leading the MLB with 37 home runs this season. But someone sneaking up on him, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hitting home run number 35.
The horn.
Man, that sound alone, hearing the fans chanting, that's what I love about baseball is, like, for basketball, you shoot the ball, you got to at least wait for it to go into the hoop until you know.
Right.
A touchdown, because of the Calvin Johnson rule, you got to maintain possession so you don't know until the referee actually signals this. But in baseball, when it hits that bat, you just know. Like, play it back from the beginning one more time. Right off of the bat, the fans go crazy.
Yeah, and you do get those couple seconds of watching it in flight, too, and it helps you really build up for it.
It's just beautiful. I love that. So he's definitely one of the best hitters in the MLB right now. And the Detroit Tigers looking good, too, rising 55-60 on the season after beating the Baltimore Orioles 9-4 last night. And a dude with some wheels is our boy that shined at the beginning of the season, Akil Baddoo.
At sixth, and Will Castro would do Derek Hill.
The other way, that's a fair ball into the left field corner. Willie Castro will score. Takes a weird hop away from Austin Hayes. Baddoo digging for three, and he is in there with a pop-up slide.
Is that how fast you look for the Space Dogs?
I am slow, so no. That's how fast Joik looks.
Does he really?
Joik's fast as hell on the base
wow.
paths. Yeah, he legged out a double the other day, and it should not have been a double.
That was a beautiful hit right there, though, by Baddoo. And lastly, Vrana ain't going anywhere. Detroit Red Wings will re-sign Jacob Vrana to a 3-year deal. They agreed to terms yesterday. I'm happy we don't got to see this guy go because this was his debut with the Red Wings right here. Can't forget that.
Yeah, Vrana's the man.
Yeah, so I'm happy Stevie Y's keeping him and signing a little extension deal there. And I wanted to give you a little shout out for what's coming tonight because Woodward Sports could be a part of one of my favorite events every single year, and it is the Festival of the Hills. Rochester Hills fireworks going down tonight, so look out for us on the main stage. It's going to be fun. Fireworks set off at, I think, 9:36 to be exact.
You going to be out there with the megaphone?
Yeah, I'm going to be out there on the main stage with the wireless mic.
Oh, nice.
Yep. We moved on up from a megaphone.
Beautiful. Well, you want to tell about Northwestern Tech, too?
Yeah, so Northwestern Tech, I got to give them a shout-out because just look at my boy above me. Look how happy he looks. Just smiling because he made that decision to take on this 10.5-month hands-on HVAC program. So if you're stuck and you don't really know what you want for your career, you're like, man, I'm at work right now watching Woodward Sports and I don't love my job, just go check out northwesterntech.edu right now and you might have yourself a new career.
welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you to everybody that's listening on our app. If you don't have the app yet,
you are
make
a turd.
Sure you...
That's why. If you don't have the app yet, you are a turd.
So don't be a turd. Go get the app right now. It's available in the Apple or Google Play Store. Just search Woodward Sports, and it shows up as WSN Live. And then you can listen to us pretty much anywhere that you go in the entire world. It is now time for What's Trending with Jeff. And how's it going today, Jeff?
It's going good. And speaking of good, got some good videos for today. For the first one, listen, Messi just left Barcelona. Now he's joining PSG in Paris. But listen, the effect, and we talk about soccer, it's the biggest sport on earth, or football. Sorry about that. But Messi just arrived in Paris. And check out the hype this man got, or the security this man gets.
Oh, man.
Like, it's different. Check this out. Look at this is only the beginning. Keep it coming. Jesus. Okay, that is the Messi effect in places like Paris. Because in the U.S., if LeBron goes anywhere, he's got some security guards. Messi in Paris has a village with him.
There's something about overseas. Just when like Yao Ming, I bet you anytime he went back home, it looked something like that. But in America, I feel like there's so many big celebrities here that it doesn't need it like that. I mean, you would think he's the damn president of the United States the way that he pulled up, but he's that big of a name in sports.
Soccer over there is just next level. That's the thing. I mean, they look at these guys like they're gods. That's why they're always the richest paid athletes in the world.
Yep.
That's a hero's welcome for Messi. That's for sure.
Yeah, especially the welcome they're giving him. I mean, he left Barcelona after a while, and just bring in the village. I mean, hey, if it protects him and that's how you guys operate, I don't got a problem with it. But moving on to the second video, while we're on the soccer topic, this is a little clip of a mother and her son at a soccer game or a football game. Sorry, Fish. But think about, as parents, anybody in the chat, if you have a son, think about what you would do if your son tried this in the middle of a football game. On the field. She had to go get him. Think about that.
Wait, first off, what stadium are they playing at? This is freaking badass for some little kids.
And it's so funny how nonchalant the game just continues. Like, everyone's good. Like,
I don't think it's a little kid stadium. I think
imagine
it's an
if that happened in any other arena, though. Like,
I'm sick of this ageism. Anybody running on the field should be tackled and put in jail. What are we doing here? Put that kid in jail. He just tried to disrupt a game.
Well, tell that to the government that has the 18-year-old rule. So, sorry.
What's the 18-year-old rule?
That they can't really do anything unless you're an adult.
Wait, how do you say it?
Put you in adult.
Adult?
Yeah, and in turn to put you in jail. So
listen. Anybody on the field, straight to jail.
Talk to the court.
Straight to jail.
Like, I can run out there and I'm 17 and they won't do anything. They'll just probably.
Well, yeah,
fine
because
me.
you're an adult.
Well, not at 17. You are when you're 18.
Fish just does dumb shit and keeps yelling, "I'm 17! I'm 17!
Let go of me! Let go of me!"
Hey, nobody's safe from the joik tackle, all right? If you're on that field, joik's getting your ass, all right? Imagine if a kid walked in like an NBA court nonchalantly.
Joik just slams him.
Now, technically, if the
field.
police were idiots or smart people, depending on how you look at it, the mom could get fined or jailed
Both of
for
them
getting
in
on
jail.
the field.
Both of them.
Leave that hot soccer mom alone. She's just trying to take care of her son.
Play that one more time, Art. Let's see.
Yeah, look how I don't know, number one, how the kid just ran off, but soccer fields are pretty open. So, like, these fields, look
she should have just gored him.
But she went back to the seats. She didn't leave. She just went back to the seats.
Right.
Wait, hold up. I bet you that kid jumped. I bet you he wasn't even playing in the soccer game.
You need more chloroform. Jesus.
What stadium is that?
You need more chloroform.
Yeah, we need more chloroform.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I obviously, I don't want to have kids, but if I have kids and that shit happens, I'm gonna freak out because I want to watch my game, man. I want to watch my NBA
First
game.
off, there should be security 2 seconds away from the fact there's no security there.
Fish, it's not supposed to make sense.
Well, okay, the security are probably going to miss the kid, but the fact that there's no security at that level is kind of ridiculous.
No, it is ridiculous, Fish. But you know what else is ridiculous? This next clip. Because
Football?
the Little League World Series was on. In the regional finals, Stick, I want your opinion on this. This ump, made an oopsie. And look at the call this man made. Hit everyone a shot.
First pitch catches the corner.
Look at his face.
Sort of in disbelief of the call.
Special talent, ping pong.
But he is down in the count. No
That's
balls and a
nothing to do
strike.
with this.
Wait, what?
I don't know how he...
So I will say this, man. When you are watching the Little League World Series, the strike zone is very liberal. Like, it is very all over the place. These guys that are the umpires, they're volunteers.
Yep.
They're not paid people. They're just doing it out of the kindness of their heart.
Well,
that doesn't mean they can do a shitty job, but they definitely, like, when I was umpiring Little League Baseball, you tell them before the game, all right, the plate is bigger than it actually is. We're going to give you a ball inside and a ball outside. And that's usually the strike zone for Little League. It's the plate plus a ball inside and a ball outside. So you're going to give them calls like that, but as a batter, when you see the ball clearly off the plate like this,
yeah,
you know, you're trained not to hit those things, but
you take that out.
Like, you don't even got to know baseball to know that that's a horrible call right there.
Yeah, but there's kids who are 6 feet, and then there's the little guy who's like 2'9", 45 pounds going at their. So you kind of have to be flexible in terms of
yeah,
where
I'm
you're
not
going to
talking
put the
height.
strike zone.
I'm talking width of the strike zone. Like I was watching the Colorado-Texas game the other night, and that umpire was calling shit that was like this far outside.
But come on, man. I mean, look at this. Helen Keller could have made a better call. Like, come on. Come on.
I mean, honestly, it's within the chalk.
Oh, come on. Look at him.
Poor kid. Look at poor kid's face.
Like, I'm just doing what coach told me to do. Like, now
it's a bad call, but it's also, you know, as long as he's calling it both ways, it's an acceptable call.
I never would have thought Stick would stick up for an ump. Ugh.
I was an umpire for like 15 years.
Yeah, we can tell.
That's why I wanted to get Stick's opinion. I'm like, the guy's been an ump. Like, let's see if this is both BS or...
It is BS, but it's also part of the game. Like,
dude, I'm calling for instant replays in Little League Baseball.
Doing the...
They do have instant replays in Little League World Series Baseball, by the way.
But not reviews, though.
The thing is,
They
in
do.
house
They
league,
had reviews yesterday. There were like 3 of them.
Reviewed?
Yes, there was one.
How the hell did that not get reviewed?
There was one
You
where
can't
the
review
guy,
ball strikes.
they had to see if the guy got hit by the ball, and they were like zooming into his
can't
shirt
review
to see if
judgment
it...
calls.
To see if it hit
Which
his
I
shirt.
like. I like that rule,
Obstruction.
actually.
They had another one on obstruction. Not as good as cricket, though. They're the best reviews in the world of sports, but
Yeah,
okay.
That's crazy.
But yeah, in house league ball, that works. And once these kids, because like these pitchers are so damn good, they don't need any help. And when you're giving them help, they're even better. So yeah, I think it should be a little more refined
Plus,
once you get to that level.
It's Little League and it's serious. I get that. Like, they take it. They're athletes. But the look on that kid's face was enough for me to realize, like, that ump screwed up.
Art, if you're that dude, if you're that kid's dad, you see your kid strike out like that. What do you do? Like,
I'm running to the mound. I'm running to the mound.
You're scrapping.
That's exactly why if I ever have a kid, I gotta be the dad that watches the game from the outfield, like in my car.
I mean, come on,
I'm never
though.
gonna be the dad that sits there because multiple things could happen. A, that. B, some dumbass from the other side starts running his mouth. Come on, this kid can't hit. I'm gonna walk over there and smack the hell out of him. Like, I don't know how parents endure other parents
You've been
talking
to a lot
shit
of
to their kids.
You've been to a lot of games. Any fights?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I've had adults try to fight me.
Yes.
Like, as a 16-year-old me umpiring 14-year-olds, a dad tried to fight me after the game. Like, literally put his hands on me.
As a Little League umpire, you get abused.
Yeah.
A lot more than you probably should be.
No, it's true.
Because they see umpire and they think, oh, he's an umpire, I'm going to attack him instead of a kid.
And the thing about it is you see it as there's no consequences. You know, you get to high school, college, and pros, obviously there's a consequence. You can't argue or else you're getting fined, suspended. Your whole career could be ruined. What the hell are they going to do to a little kid?
Well, it helps
you talk
us,
all the shit you want.
Yeah, it helps there's no security at Little League games.
Well, I had
either,
a quick
so.
trigger. I was quick to throw people out of the game.
What happened with the guy who got upset? Like, what did you do as an ump to really make this guy want to throw hands?
Okay, so it was an interesting play.
Okay, that's a good start.
Like, I remember the play vividly.
So what happened was?
Right, there was a runner on third. His son was the runner on third, right? And there was a foul ball hit, but they still played it out like it was a close play at home. And the kid ran over the catcher, right? And there was supposed to be no contact or they're automatically out. But my judgment was it was a foul ball. It was a dead ball, so it wasn't in the play. It was just happened. And I was like, all right, well, you know, It was foul ball, no play, send the kid back to third, let's reset, and let's keep going. That coach wanted the kid that that hit the catcher just thrown out of the game for causing contact. And I was like, it was a dead ball, sir. It was not during gameplay. And so I'm not going to throw him out.
You said, sir.
Oh, yeah. No, I was respectful, but I was also, I stand my ground.
You're like, I'm the damn ump.
Yeah, and it just blew up from there. He hit my son. And then after the game, dude approaches me, grabs me like this. It was like, if anybody ever does, and...
He grabbed you?
He grabbed me.
How did you not swing on the guy?
I pushed him off me.
Okay,
I didn't
good.
swing on him.
Good.
Like, this was my job.
Yeah. I get
It's
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
As soon as you heard the guy say, "That's my son," okay, that's all we need to know.
Right.
Like, that's why
Right,
you're
like,
so heated.
You're biased in this situation.
Yeah.
It was a no play, dead ball. Let's start over. The kids didn't have a problem with it, but the dad did because his son could have gotten hurt.
I can see Stick. You have a biased opinion, sir. Sit down.
Now, I used to be the best at pre-games. Like, Coach, come here, Coach. Coach, this is your first and final warning. There will be no swearing. There will be no throwing of equipment. Any of that will be thrown out of the game immediately. If you're questioning any of my calls, please call timeout and pull me to the side. If you start shouting at me across the field, I will throw you out immediately. Like, I laid all that shit out, and still, you had people being stupid.
What would you have done could you have swung on him if he would have swung on you, or would you have gotten fired?
I would have swung on him.
Okay.
Fuck this ump
But
stuff.
16-year-old me isn't like 22-year-old
Oh, you were
me.
16?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were still 7 feet tall.
I was a big kid.
No, but I had to show you guys the video, get your opinion on that. But that's it for today on What's Trending with Jeff.
All right. Thank you very much, Jeff. Well, the coaches poll is out for college football, and that means Michigan normally in the top 10 no matter what is going on with their season. But where did they wind up this year? Are they in the top 25? We'll talk about that next right here on Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Welcome back. It is the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network, with our brand new shows starting tomorrow. We're talking 11 to 1 a.m., Joik Bell, Darren McCarty, Neil Rule with that Big D energy. And then, of course, from 2 to 4, our brand new show, brand spanking new. We got Ryan Armani, Braylon Edwards with The Bottom Line, and they got some big tickets to give away tomorrow as well. So make sure you're watching the Woodward Sports Network so you can see Braylon Edwards and Ryan Armani's first show here. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah, I mean, just these last couple of days and last week leading up to this day, there's been so much just hype around this show. Everybody talking about this. I mean, Braylon Edwards being back in action in Detroit, being able to talk fully uncensored. Do you know what you're going to get out of this?
I don't, and that's what I love about it.
It's gonna be amazing. That's all I do know, because none of us really know, because we've never seen him fully uncensored, even though in his past, in his career, he has been uncensored at times and got himself in trouble. But there ain't no getting in trouble here at Woodward Sports.
Nope, he's good. He can say whatever the hell he wants.
Yes.
We'll protect you.
Yes, because you get in trouble for saying the truth. Doesn't make sense to me, but he's going to say the truth here, and you're going to see it all.
Well, the truth is the coaches have voted. And the top USA Today Sports coaches poll is out. Who is in the top 25 in college football? And like I said, normally Michigan is ranked very high in these polls. And that's kind of the knock. Everybody's like, oh, well, Michigan's a top 5 team. They haven't done anything. How are they top 5? Look what happened last year. This year, not so much. They did not even make it into the top 25. So they're going to start the season, if we go by the coaches poll, unranked.
I mean, last season, obviously we didn't look too good. It was definitely a way shorter season than we've had in the past. But, I mean, we don't even know who our sure quarterback is going to be at this point. I mean, we got McNamara's coming back for his junior season, and then we got our new freshman, who I really do like, McCarthy. I think he's going to have potential. I mean, I obviously don't want to see him play too much this season, because then that just means that Cade is actually doing well. But that's going to be the first thing. I mean, I feel like we just got to figure ourselves out. I mean, we got some good leadership returning back. It's just every single season up until now, especially under Harbaugh, I feel like we're ranked too high just because of Harbaugh and the classes that he's recruiting. But we haven't proven ourselves in this many seasons.
Yeah, so do you think this takes pressure off them, though? Because, now you're the underdog. And Michigan hasn't clearly been the underdog in so long. And let's kind of run this down real quick. You got number 1, Alabama. They got 63 first-place votes.
Surprising.
Yeah. Number 2, Clemson. Number 3, Oklahoma. Ohio State at number 4. Georgia at number 5. Texas A&M at number 6. Notre Dame, number 7, Iowa State at 8, North Carolina at 9, Cincinnati at 10, and we can keep running through them. But
North Carolina, that's impressive. Now they're starting to really turn into a football school.
The two-headed monster they had at running back last year was absolutely amazing. Both those guys went pro with Michael Carter and Javonte Williams. So, we'll see if North Carolina can keep growing that football program because, traditionally that's a basketball school. Other Big Ten teams to make the top 25, you got Wisconsin at 15, Penn State at 20, Iowa at 18, Indiana at 17. Wow, Indiana.
A lot of Big Tens.
Yeah, a lot of Big Tens.
A lot of Big Tens above us. So, Michigan right now we're going to probably be in the middle, if not below the middle when you talk about the Big Ten division itself, but the conference itself. But it's just, this season I really don't know what we're in for. Right. I love watching Michigan football, but there's been a lot of pieces that we got to really fill on this team, and I thought that the NIL would help Michigan a lot more than it has with recruitment. Right. So that's going to be something because, if you go to Michigan, you're going to be making fat money just because you're a part of one of the best teams and programs in the country.
You're part of one of the best brands no matter what.
Absolutely.
That winged helmet sells. Like they have boosters for days because it's such a good program and has traditionally been that way in the Big Ten. If I'm a Michigan player, I actually kind of like this. We don't have to live up to this number 7, but we could surprise people and show up and be number 7 by the end of the year or something like that. So if I'm Michigan, I'm not looking at this as a bad ranking or anything like that. I'm looking at this as an opportunity to be like, finally, we're not being overjudged. Maybe we're being underjudged, which will help us play better. What's up, Art?
I want to agree with David and Joey. I don't mean to attack you, but I have to pull this comment up from David.
Yeah.
David said, Joey, stop saying we. Did you go there? Did you play there?
I did.
There you go.
Yeah, for a little camp for about 1 weekend. But I got Michigan blood. See, that's the thing. When you grow up into the Michigan blood, like that's what it is. I had so many family members that went to
You're
Michigan.
You're a Walmart Wolverine, and there's no shame with that.
Literally.
It's okay.
That's exactly what it is. So I am going to say we, you asshole.
Terry Foster cracks on me all the time, too, for saying that with the Pistons.
It's been my whole life saying that.
Right. No, the Pistons are my team.
Because without the fans, they're nothing. So, it is a we environment. We want to succeed this year. I get it.
I have done an event one time and got paid from the Michigan University.
There you go.
So
I've cashed a check. It's we.
Exactly. So I got that.
Well, and we donated $70,000 worth of toys to the Mott Hospital this last winter.
Who made that comment?
David.
David, I don't see you doing shit for Michigan.
Watch, David's like, actually, I have my master's degree.
No, Joey's about to drop like a diss track.
School, but that's why he gets offended because he actually has his degree.
Joey's about to go like Detroit versus everybody and drop a diss track on David.
Calling Dej Loaf right now.
Yeah. No, I went to University of Detroit, so I say we for the Titans, baby.
Yeah. Even though you went for a short period of time, it don't matter.
Yeah.
But for OCC, though, you don't say we. I noticed that.
Oh, hell yeah, I do. Represent OCC. What's up? Where all the hot chicks go.
You know what I've never noticed is why is there like proud Wolverine parent, proud OU Grizzly
Not allowed.
Parent?
Not
Where's
allowed.
the proud OCC parent stickers at?
No, but even parents can't say we. They didn't go.
Oh, they paid that money though.
They paid that money though.
Because most of the people at OCC are the parents. That's why. It's true too. Proud parent at OCC.
Hey, not knocking you. Good
No,
job for going back.
I went to like every OCC campus. I went to Highland Lakes. I went to Orchard Ridge. I went to Royal Oak. I even went to, was it Southfield campus? I went all over.
But to your point, David, maybe this season I'll stop saying we because we're going to be looking bad this season.
Or where did we go to school?
We went to Specs Howard, which isn't a thing anymore. So thanks,
You
Fish.
can still celebrate about it, though. It was a school and we went there.
Best part is Fish was the last class. Fish killed it so much that all of a sudden the school went under after
And it's the same
Fish.
thing that happened at Harrison with them, too.
Mm-hmm.
Fish
Wow.
destroys schools after
Damn,
he's
Woodward
done.
Sports is going under.
Thanks,
Only
Fish.
after he leaves. So we can never let him leave. Jeff, where did you go to school?
Went to Specs Howard and Macomb Community College.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Went to Specs. I think it was like right year before Fish. Year before Fish, I believe.
Okay.
But then Fish went and it went to shit. So
Where'd you go
So
again?
you went to Specs?
Yep.
Yeah, so we got everybody in here that went to Specs.
Did you know Fish at Specs?
What was do you know your class name, Fish?
October 2019.
Yo, nobody
Wait,
says
wait,
it like
wait,
that.
what?
No.
You had class names?
Yeah, he was. So he was
Yeah.
9D19, was it? You were 2019.
Yeah, it was 10D
So-
19.
Yeah, but you're supposed to say like
BMA
RTV
10D19.
1208, like a radio.
Yeah, mine's
television
BMA
1208.
9018.
What does that mean?
It's broadcast media arts, and then your month, and then the year you graduated.
You get a varsity jacket for that?
No,
Rep
sadly.
that shit everywhere.
Sadly, no. But you
No,
know what?
Mine was
Fish.
Mine was BMA 10D19.
So you 10D19. Okay, so year after.
You guys sound like Star
BMA
Wars characters.
BMA
Like, what the
1090.
hell is
All
going
right,
on?
RTV 1208.
Hey, obviously it didn't work out well. They're not in business. So you know.
I mean, we got 3 of you guys from there, so they did okay.
Yeah.
Tammy Chin said she was RTV 3-90.
There we go.
What does RTV mean?
So there
That
was a
is
time
TV.
when
All
we
right,
actually
now we're
there was a
getting
time
Star
we had
Wars
to
characters.
choose.
Like
RTD.
What's that, Fish?
There was a time you had to choose whether you wanted to go to radio and TV, and then they switched it to just broadcast, which is
Oh,
both
yeah.
TV and radio.
Yeah, so RTV means radio television. So like mine was RTV 1208. So radio television 12
Awesome.
2008. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then
Go.
they changed it to broadcast, graphics, and what's the other one?
Or 9-hour radio, or 9-hour audio guy. That's
And then
what,
they changed it to we're just closed and don't come back.
Now they're with Lawrence Tech, I think.
Yeah.
You gotta go to Lawrence Tech to go there. So
Yeah,
you know
they
what?
have like a room inside of Lawrence Tech.
It's a room.
Well, we'll do
when
a
I was
Specs Hour
there-
podcast with all 3 of you
Right.
guys.
When I was there, we
Obviously-
were in a
very
law firm
interesting,
building.
There's a lot to
so-
talk about.
Let's call it
but-
the RTD episode.
Well, we have a special guest that's coming in next, and we're going to talk about the Malice at the Palace documentary. If you guys haven't seen it, I watched it last night. It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
I will give it that, but it was also on some bullshit. So we're going to discuss that coming up next right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us this morning and being a part of the chat. Always some great comments in the chat, unless you're ripping on Joey for saying we. He kind of takes offense to that, but that's okay.
I feel like everybody here says we at some point for some team.
Yeah.
Just got to do it.
Well, the Michigan is your team to say we for. So last night, I was able to watch the Netflix documentary on the Malice at the Palace. Joey, you were able to catch a little bit of it. And what did you think?
Initially, I mean, it kind of came off a little bit weird to me. Like, I felt like all the Pacers were kind of asking for you to feel sorry for me. Like, it was really weird, all of them coming out and sharing their story as to what it was that they felt going through that. And I mean, what they felt is what every single professional athlete goes through. So I'm not going to sit here and feel bad for you. I know the whole way the situation and then the aftermath and seeing the behind the scenes of them walking all the way through to the locker room. I mean, that was stuff that I didn't really see it. Like, was that the footage that they didn't release? Like,
See,
all the way through to the locker room.
Nothing I saw in the documentary was nothing I hadn't already seen, and that was their whole point. We're going to show you footage that has never been seen. It's like, dude.
Unreleased footage.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't see maybe was the dude with the, the wig screaming into the camera. But
Yeah.
we saw that every damn game anyways. Like, Honestly, like that's the only thing I didn't see. But we have Andy Isaac in here, also known as World of Isaac on Twitter. And what was your response to this? I know I saw your fuck the Pacers.
I wasn't sure if I could come on here and really like just let loose with the F-bombs. But first of all, let's start off with number one, bad boys for life.
That's right.
Bad boys forever. Number two, fuck the Pacers. Okay? Because that was obscene. Number three, that was actually a good untold doc. If you like North Korean propaganda, that's what that was. That was propaganda, you guys. That was produced by Jermaine O'Neal. Right. That was made for people to feel bad for the Pacers. That was made as if the Pacers were on the verge of some weird kind of alternative dynasty. It was like a Marvel cinematic universe, like alternative like thing. I'm like, did the Pacers win a championship I'm not aware of?
Nope.
I was so confused. The only thing, this was an untold doc. The only thing I learned from that entire doc was that Jamal Tinsley told Ron Artest, take your foul.
Yes.
That was the only thing that I learned from that documentary. Everything else we've already seen. We've seen all the angles. Ron Artest was like, let's go frame by frame. Okay, let's go frame by frame. You got hit with a cup. You ran into the stands. You hit the wrong dude. You hit some dude that was like 5'6", 120 pounds, dripping wet. So like, he's on the floor. Ben Wallace reacts to his stupid foul.
Yep.
He pushes him. If Ron Artest wanted to square up with somebody, why didn't he square up with Ben Wallace? Instead, he hits some dude in the stands, causes this huge riot. Then you get dumbasses coming running on the court. You got AJ Shackelford and Charlie Haddad, who was conveniently on this dock for I don't know what reason. This dude is like 5'6", 300 pounds. So the two people that Ron Artest squared off with combined 5'6" on average. Like one dude was 120 pounds, other dude was like 300 pounds. While Ben Wallace wanted to square up with him that like right after that foul, and he backed off and he laid on the scorer's table, and he's the one that like was basically antagonizing everyone in the crowd. That doesn't absolve John Green or any of those idiots that were throwing popcorn, throwing beer. It doesn't absolve them, but like, what was the untold story of that doc? I don't understand.
It was hypocrisy. That's what I was watching, because like, to your point, Ron Artest was like, you know, through my therapy, I counted to 5. I needed to take a moment to count to 5. Yeah, when Ben Wallace pushes your head back, you count to 5. When someone throws a cup, you don't count to 5, apparently.
Yeah, that whole meditation, Ron Artest, Meta World Peace thing didn't hold water for any viewer that like was like cognizant of Ron Artest like in the past. It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and another point of hypocrisy that I loved watching last night is Steven Jackson like, yo man, we all on the same team. I ride with my boys. What the fuck do you think us do as fans? Yeah. We ride with each other too. You attacked a fan, you attacked all of us. Just like when we attacked your teammate, you went into the stands. Like, I don't know. It goes back to don't start no shit, won't be no shit. And, you know, he wanted the heat. He wanted the smoke. He went into the stands. What did you expect the fans to do? Not throw chairs? We're going to throw chairs. It's Detroit.
Yeah, Steven Jackson's, I don't know like what the word is, his like responsibility for what happened. I didn't really like, he's like, I went into the stands to protect Ron Artest. Okay, you weren't holding people back. No. You were throwing haymakers at like random people that were actually trying to stop Ron Artest from punching dudes.
From punching random people.
Yeah, it was, and like, you know, like you actually saw like, there were people like Rick Mahorn. If you watch the tape closely, Rick Mahorn is in there like trying to hold Ron Artest back from like just cold cocking dudes. And it's just like, my bigger issue, like I actually thought they handled the brawl part better than I thought, okay? It was everything prior to that. as if the Pacers were on this like verge of a dynasty, like the Pistons didn't win the title the year before.
Right.
They like ignored the Eastern Conference Final, kind of like glossed over, oh, the Pistons won, didn't show the block. They kind of got into Ron Artest's cheap shot in Game 6 that a lot of people forget on Rip Hamilton's face. Remember, he throws that elbow, hits rim. They kind of like gloss over it. But, you know, Reggie Miller, Jermaine O'Neal are talking as if the Pacers were going to rip off like 5 or 6 championships in a row. Reggie Miller called Jermaine O'Neal, you guys. This was the most obscene, absurd part of the doc. He called Jermaine O'Neal the best interior defender in the league, as if Ben Wallace was just some fly on the wall. Ben Wallace was in the middle of 4 defensive players of the year. I don't even think Jermaine O'Neal ever made a first-team all defense. Jermaine O'Neal on the floor was maybe the 4th best, 5th best defensive player after Sheed, after Tayshaun, after Ron Artest. I didn't understand. When Reggie said that, I'm like, I mean, produced by Jermaine O'Neal,
Yeah,
Reggie saying these things. The only people they're interviewing as part of like the media is Jim Gray. And let's not get into Jim Gray. And then they interview Tim Donaghy as if he has any credibility whatsoever. And they interview the Pistons guy that has a wig. That was it.
Right.
It was like they interviewed Ben Wallace for like 5 seconds. His cameo didn't even make any sense to me.
That's what I didn't understand. Like, my biggest question to this whole thing was, what was the reason? What did the Pacers want out of this? Because they're saying all this untold. There was really nothing of it that was really untold from that night.
Yeah, they wanted to show that we messed up their dynasty. But, you know, to your point, they didn't even mention that we beat them in 6 games the year before. It's not like it was a rough 7-game series and we beat them on the last second. Like, we cleaned them out in 6 games.
Yeah. And then Reggie Miller made it seem like they were going to go on and beat the Lakers in that 2004 NBA Finals. They didn't have the horses to deal with Shaq. The Pistons did. The Pistons had Ben Wallace. They had Eldon Campbell. They had a lot of big bodies to throw at Shaq. And they kind of just glossed over and been like, oh, you know, whoever won that Eastern Conference Final was going to win the NBA Final. Like, all right, let's chill out on this fake, untold Indiana Pacers, like, I don't know, like fake, like dynasty. That was my biggest. I think that was my biggest issue with the doc, not the brawl stuff, but rather that this was made for for people to feel bad for Jermaine O'Neal and for the Pacers, and for this untold dynasty part that just didn't make sense. It really didn't, you guys.
What's up, Art?
Yeah, I think what was depressing about it, too, is the fact that there was Pacers players crying, and I'll play that clip right now.
Everybody talked about it. Every show talked about it.
You violated the #1 rule for any professional athlete, and that is no matter what is said, no matter what is thrown at you, you don't go into the stands.
The narrative had changed. It was all about us, the players.
Ron, Steve, J.O., it's their fault. They were being thugs. They were acting out of line.
Right, all of a sudden, my character is in question.
It wasn't just the amount of people that were saying it. It was the stature of the people who were saying it.
These are thugs. And everybody else signing off, rap music and this. Well, they're not saying that when hockey is beating the hell out of each other for decades.
They try to use that old hockey excuse of, we went into the stands, but hockey players fight all the time. Yeah, when do hockey players go into the stands?
They don't fight fans like that.
Right. This isn't Happy Gilmore where you try to stab someone with your skate. Like, what the hell was he referring to?
Oh, that just sounds scary. Yeah, I don't get that. My favorite was all the reporters throughout that saying, these athletes out there like thugs.
Yeah. One thing they really didn't hit on, they caught a lot of the aftermath from the media, like the day after and 2 days after. But if you guys remember, that night on ESPN, the late John Saunders goes on and says, Detroit fans are a bunch of punks.
Yep, punks.
And that was that night, he laid into the Pistons, and a lot of the ESPN talking heads that night were blaming the fans. And then it was like, wait, let's go back and actually look at what happened. And that's when they were like, wait, the players shouldn't go into the stands. The players shouldn't be, cold cocking fans. So yeah, people conveniently forgot about what John Saunders said that night, him laying into
I'll never forget
Pistons fans. I mean, around here in Detroit,
right,
we remember what he said, but like nationally, I think that part is forgotten.
Well, watch the documentary. I mean, it's worth a view. Like I said, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, as slanted as I thought it was going to be, but it was definitely a hit piece on Detroit fans, and it was definitely a fluff piece for what the Pacers were supposedly back then.
North Korean propaganda. North Korean propaganda.
I want to see our side of it. Now that we did see produced by freaking Jermaine O'Neal aspect, I would love to see our side because of Ben Wallace, everything he was dealing with at the time, and just the rest leading up to it, what they actually thought.
If I can, one more thing. In the last year, there have been 2 basketball documentaries that have pretty much shat all over the Pistons.
Yep.
We had the Last Dance made like the bad boys seem like they were not even a good basketball team and just basically a bunch of thugs that beat up people on the court. And then we have this one. Has any team been shat on more, or any organization been shat on more in a 1-year span in 2 separate docs? What is this?
Just disrespecting champions, and that's all. Like, I don't expect anybody to give us the respect. It's Detroit, and that's how we got to earn it. We do it, and we win, and there you go. That's how you shut them the hell up. So thank you, Isaac, for coming on with your rant. Make sure you check out that Netflix documentary. It's fun to watch. There is some good moments in there. You reminisce about the Palace. They did give homage to the fans about how good Detroit fans are, how loyal Detroit fans are, and how rabid was the word that Reggie Miller used. And I can't wait for LCA to get to that rabid level. When we come back, we got our first look at the Detroit Lions depth chart. You guys ready to see who's starting where and who's backing up who? We'll talk about that next right here on Woodward Sports.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us, being a part of the show. Love having Isaac on, and oh man, it is crazy that thing was produced by Jermaine O'Neal.
I mean, something like that cannot be viewed from one side, because you got to realize this was how many, 15 plus years ago, 16 years ago, for that to be the take that people get, because some people never even really saw that.
Right.
So now they see that, and then they look at Detroit differently, and I don't like that.
So what do we got? Do we need to make a Detroit version of that, a Detroit view of it?
Dude, we could get Ben Wallace working on this thing.
We need M to drop a diss track and just be done. 11-minute diss track on every single old Pacers player. Like, Reggie Miller's a bitch, and just be done with it.
Ron Artest, Meta, whatever his name is.
Meta, whatever his name is. Jeff, did you watch the documentary at all last night?
I did.
What did you think of it?
I hated it, obviously. Like, Isaac was preaching facts, but the produced by Jermaine O'Neal was important. But I did like how they were honest about how Ron was mentally and all the shit that he went through. Like,
but we knew that, though.
No, but I'm just saying, like, they admitted openly, this guy's crazy, and I like that, because it wasn't like they were trying to, like, cover some things up. Like, they admitted he lied about a death in his family to go to
to go to the Source Awards,
to go to the awards or whatever. Like, just shit like that. I liked how they talked about stuff like that, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, what are you going to do? I mean, the guy, John Green, threw a cup. And but you know what was ridiculous, though? The people throwing chairs. That was a little too much, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean,
like, there was like chairs
down.
being fucking. There was a war in there. I mean, that was the best part of the whole documentary, watching the replays of that. But
and watching that slow motion cup throw. Like, I do not think the world gives enough credit to John Green for that cup throw. Like, literally, Jeff, this is about half cup full of water from Birmingham Roast. Make sure you hit up Birmingham Roast. But I don't even think I could hit you with this right now and feel comfortable with that.
Do it!
Let alone being up like 17 rows away from, then there's a walkway, then there's a scorer's table. You got to throw it over people's head. Like, that was the throw of the century.
In honor of this horrible documentary, we have to next week do a John Green cup throw from a certain distance.
Let's do it.
And then you got to hit the spot.
You know what was
and
crazy?
it's going to be Jeff is the target. You got to hit Jeff.
Hey, you can hit me. That's fine. I'll be dodging. But you know what was John Green? You know what was ridiculous about John Green is when you know what's funny that the interviews they had with him?
Yeah.
And he was just like, they're like, hey, do you feel bad, Ron? You know, knocked the guy next to you out cold, and he's like, I should have tripped him. You know,
yeah.
Like how ironic. I mean, I'm like, dude. It was funny to see how unapologetic John Green was after that, and even in court, he's smiling in court. I'm like, this dude gives zero shits. He chucked that drink. I mean,
why should he? Another interesting part is he was identified because he was dating like the cop's sister at one point, and that's how the cops identified him. Yeah, because you only watch like the first half of it. Once you get the two cops that they were interviewing were absolutely like bumbling hilarious. Just like they rushed onto the court. They didn't realize Reggie Miller was Reggie Miller because he was wearing a suit.
That was stupid. That was stupid.
Like, yeah, the guy's 9 feet tall. What do you mean? You know they're like, we didn't know who he was, so we were going to mace him to get him off the court. Like, what the hell?
Ain't no just fans standing that tall.
Yeah.
Chad brought up a great point. We should do a cup throw for crypto.
Cup throw for crypto?
Yeah.
Everything
the
for
John
crypto.
Green cup toss? When is it's November 19th is when it happens. So maybe we should do something on the anniversary of it.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah, November's going to be here right before you know it. Overall, I thought it was a decent documentary, though. Like, I was going in anticipating it to just be a stroke fest for the Pacers, which it was. But you also got to look behind the curtain and understand that we dismantled that entire franchise. Like, that night destroyed whatever hopes, dreams, thoughts, aspirations, anything that the Pacers ever had. And it made Jermaine O'Neal hate Ron Artest because afterwards Ron Artest wanted to be traded. He served his year suspension. He didn't want to come back. And his reasoning was, that was my worst moment. It was too much pressure.
We can't let him get off the hook for that. I mean, you can't drag your teammates into this situation and be like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to the Lakers.
Right. Like, thanks for having my back, fellas. Deuces. But I'm out of here.
The only thing that pissed me off, and Isaac, he mentioned a little bit, like how we don't care about your odds to win the championship. That was like half the documentary of them just talking about we could have won it. We had the talent. Easily could have won it. Like that. Can we just focus on the damn incident? Like, we don't give a shit about your odds to win the championship. Like, we just whooped their ass the year before. But
and every team's like that. Every team that doesn't win it. Like, we could do that with the 05 Pistons. Well, we could have won it. We had the team, but we didn't win it. You didn't. You didn't win it the 2 years before or 3 years before in 2000 against the Lakers. They beat you. We beat you in 04. You weren't winning it in 05. Like,
yeah, but you know what?
Revisionist history last night watching that was crazy.
No, if Detroit weren't such bullies and Ben Wallace wasn't such a savage and such a mean person, they would have won it all.
Man, a mean, angry Ben Wallace was something to behold. I'll
Even
tell you
now.
that. Huh?
Even Ben now, like, he's terrifying.
Like, he literally, like, when I saw him a couple weeks ago, like, he is such a big dude still that, like, now with his beard having some grays and all that in it, it just looks like a dude that you do not want to mess with ever.
No, you can't mess with Ben Wallace. And Ron Artest did not want to mess with Ben Wallace that night. That's smart. That's the crazy thing that I learned last night is, like he said, Tinsley told him to take the cheap foul. He took the cheap foul, so he knew there was going to be repercussions. And then he just, he incited the whole thing by taunting him by laying on the scorer's table. If he just walks back to the bench and sits down, none of this ever happens. But he was taunting Ben by laying on the scorer's table, trying to, show up the entire crowd.
Yeah.
And he got hit with a cup. And then,
What do you guys think of his excuse for laying? Do you hear the excuse for laying on the table?
It was taking 5.
It's like therapy session of him resting and
I get that.
taking 5.
Okay, then take another 5 after you get hit with a cup.
Or take a 5 on the bench. Why do you got to go lay on the damn scorer's table? It makes no sense.
It's real easy to take 5 when Ben Wallace wants to rip your head off.
Shoot, I'll take 20.
Right, I
take a whole
just
day.
leave.
I'm good.
But yeah, him taking 5 or not taking 5 after a cup hit him, that probably would have been the spot to take the 5.
Is that what you would have done? Like, what one moment could have changed that entirely? Him just taking 5 more minutes and saying, hey, I'm out?
Oh, honestly, the moment him laying on the scorer's table to me was everything. Because I had never seen that in the history of pro sports, to where a guy's almost getting in a fight, and then your teammates aren't going to let the other guy touch you, so you just lay down, You go like this, act like nothing's happening, even though it's a fight that you started. And all that did was piss off Ben more. And, you know, they talked about Ben had just had a death in the family, and, you know, he was not mentally ready to take that hit to the back of the head when they're down by 15 with like 40 seconds left.
If Ben Wallace is coming after you, you're not winning. Just go. Like, you can take that L and just walk away. It's okay. It doesn't make you any less of a man.
Right, but Ron Artest back then was the tough guy and all that.
Yeah, but he was so tough that he decided to go into the stands and then instead of going towards the problem at the time, which was Ben Wallace for him.
Yeah, no, he made a business decision. He picked a fight he could win, and that's fine. But, you know, it ended up, well, now you're fighting one of us. You got to fight all of us.
Yep.
And that's going back to my point. Like, Steven Jackson was so proud and so boastful about that. Like, you know what? You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. It's the same thing here, Steven, in Detroit. We're all fans. We're all in this together. You start attacking and punching our fans. Guess what? You're going to get punched, man.
What I love about Steven Jackson is now he does so much work, like coming back to Detroit and in Flint and all that, and all of a sudden he's a good dude. But what happened that night? Like,
I don't think he's wrong for what he did. Like, I'm the same way. Like, you know, if anybody's messing with my homies while we're out, whether we're right or wrong, we kind of learned that at your bachelor party.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be there. Yeah, like I'm gonna step in, and that's what I do, and I can honor him for that. But don't hold it against other people for doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Because that's what the fans did, too. We supported each other.
What do you think about this take right here? I'm a Pistons fan, but having Artest, O'Neal, and Jackson out so many games did screw the Pacers.
Of course it did. It ruined their franchise.
Right.
But we didn't force them to go into the stand. Like,
right.
That was their decision, and that was the consequence of their action. Don't forget, Ben Wallace was suspended for 6 games after that, too. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Jermaine O'Neal's suspension got decreased. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but Steven Jackson was only gone for like 20 games. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it ruined their whole career. It ruined the Pacers, and they've never been even close to that since. So, I'll take that.
Yeah, they always lose in the first round of the playoffs, too.
Yeah, they suck.
Always.
The Pacers suck.
But now they made some money off of this documentary, though, so they're good.
Yeah, Jermaine's banking off this documentary. So coming up next, we got Joey's News. He's going to tell you all about the big stories from last night and a couple other trending things with Jeff. Coming up next right here on Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our #1 priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's News.
Let's go.
Russell Westbrook is now in LA, and he spoke to the media because he got one job only.
You know, as you know, Bron is one of the best players to play this game, and his ability to be able to kind of do everything on the floor allows me to be able to just figure it out. I'm coming to a championship caliber team, and my job is to make sure that I'm able to make his game easy for him, and I'll find ways to do that throughout the game. As it pertains to ball handling and all that, it really doesn't matter. There's many different ways you can impact the game without having the ball in your hands, and I've been able to do that for many years, and I will figure it out.
I am interested to see Russ with LeBron James because anytime you play with LeBron James, obviously you got to step back a little bit and you got to let LeBron do his thing and take over, really. But Russ, I think, is going to be a good mix with him.
It's going to be a mix, man. They got to get some shooters on that team because right now you got a bunch of big dudes that can drive the lane and don't have great jump shots.
Yeah, so, I mean, scoring ability's there, but shooters definitely ain't. Cade Cunningham, though, looking good in his first matchup against the #2 overall draft pick, Jalen Green. And let's not talk about the final score because the Pistons ended up losing by 20 freaking points. But look at this crossover from Cade Cunningham.
Ooh, got him. So smooth.
Just a beautiful jumper right there on that play. That's what I love about Cade is he does have that ability to just do what he got to do, you know? Like, that's not a guy that you could easily guard one-on-one.
No, he's not fast. He reminds me of Luka in that scenario. Like, he's not beating anybody with his speed, but he's getting to his spot. And last night was a great example. Unfortunately, after that 3, it all went to hell for the Pistons. Like, that was to bring them within like 2, I think, or something like that.
Yep.
And then after that, the Rockets just went on a run. The Rockets couldn't miss last night.
Yeah, they were on fire.
They were draining all their threes. Like, it was a tough game to watch on the defensive end for us. That's for sure.
Only thing that Jalen Green missed though was that #1 overall pick, and he is a little bit sad because he got a chip on his shoulder because he thought he should have been #1.
Well, on the other side, you're used to battling with Cade. You were even teammates with him. But what was it like going up against him for the first time as pros?
It was fun. He's a good player. He battled back. Yeah, I mean, I have respect for him. So that's the reason we come on the court and we're going to battle it every time. So it was a good game overall.
I mean, we know you have respect for him, but you've made it known that you felt like you're the best prospect in this draft.
Yeah.
How big has your chip been playing here in Las Vegas?
My chip been super big. It started at draft night when I got drafted #2. I felt I was #1, but I mean, it's just the work I gotta put in. I gotta keep the chip on my shoulder from where I'm from. My family installed it into me, so I'm just keeping better every day.
By the way, I do got to shout out those blue jerseys. I love those Pistons blue jerseys.
Yeah, they look nice. Did you see everybody, like the coaches and everybody, rocking teal before the game, and it sent off everybody, oh, the teal jerseys are coming back. The teal jerseys are coming back.
Hey, I'm all for it, baby. Bring those teals back to Detroit.
No, we lived through that era. It sucked.
Stop it!
You know what's funny is Adam.
You're old. You're just old and miserable.
Old? I lived through the era of teal. That doesn't make me old. That makes me smart.
Last season, they changed the jerseys up so many times. They can't do one game in teal. Come on.
No. See, but it is Big Sean in control of them all now. And
He's bringing back the teal.
He's going to bring back the teal.
Oh,
he
yeah.
is. Listen,
he always wears it, too. He wears the teal jersey a lot. He has like a custom Big Sean.
The teal's ugly. The maroon is ugly. That horse is ugly.
Here's
all
a
of it's
prediction.
Ugly.
He's going to drop Detroit 3. He's going to drop Detroit 3, and it's going to be teal.
The Teal album.
Yeah, the Teal album.
Go.
I'm here for it. Look at Joey. Joey's like,
hey, Adam over there, look at him in the conference room. He got his teal on today. We move on to talk about some baseball. Bottom of the 9th, score tied 7-7. Giants with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Watch this walk-off.
Peacock for the windup. Off the glove of Walker. The throw to first. Deep, and the ball game is over. Wade is in to score, and the Giants win it 8-7.
I just realized the ball went off of Walker, so it's walk-off Walker.
Oh, there you go. I love walk-off hits in baseball, man.
It's
Team always rushes the field.
It's amazing. I mean, now you look at the like that was a big game for them too. I mean, especially down at the bottom of the 9th. Like that's my favorite type of baseball, to where it all comes down to this one play. You got a runner on 2nd, you got a runner on 3rd, and just beautiful right there. We move on to talk about Shohei Ohtani, still leading the MLB with 37 home runs on the season. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hitting home run number 35. He's trying to catch up. You just knew that one was gone from the moment it hit that bat.
I feel so, like, Art, you calling me old doesn't make me feel old. When I'm watching guys I grew up with play baseball and love, like Vladimir Guerrero, Fernando Tatis, and now I'm watching their sons tear it up, that's what makes me feel old. Like, Art, you can call me old all day, but that's the shit that makes me feel old right there.
What I love about this clip, though, is just the tension before. It's just quiet. The crowd is silent. And then... and he hits it. And the crowd... like, I love baseball for that. It's
Did you just make that noise?
Yeah.
Do that again.
Oh, well, hang on. I can't do it unless it's an actual...
You gotta have the sound.
The camera gotta be on you. Damn, that's a good sound.
Yeah.
Now, baseball is a very poetic and beautiful sport, man. I know a lot of people, young end, don't really love baseball.
Oh, it's boring as shit.
It's at times, though. It's like,
right.
If you were to tell me, all right, go turn the game on at this time, been amazing. I would have loved it. But you got to watch 9 innings to get to that point.
You got to watch a whole game. It's exciting.
You can say that about any game. Like, you know how many times I've heard in my life, oh, you watch basketball? Huh, all you got to do is watch the last 2 minutes. I don't even know why you watched the whole game.
It's different, though. It's a faster pace.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's the pace of baseball, the time between each pitch. It's just the way it moves is so slow.
Well, hockey? I mean, you're watching a hockey game and they're going to score one goal? Like,
yeah, but
every sport has
lately.
except football. Football is action, it's scoring, it's everything all rolled into one.
It is a good comparison.
Football,
I don't
you
know
can
why.
throw it a 9-3 game.
Yeah, there is a 9-3 game, but like the plays in between, the action is still going on, right? You know, like hockey,
everyone's out there to save their life.
Yeah. Every play is important. Even if a guy misses a block and a guy makes a play, someone made a play during it. You know?
But you know what is rarely boring? MMA. Check out the Art of Combat podcast.
Thank you, sir. MMA can be boring too. Like,
well, but it's a game of chess. Even when it's on the ground, it's just like with you with baseball. You understand the fundamentals of it, so it's exciting 24/7.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know, same thing with boxing. Like, I love boxing, but there are some boring ass spots. Like, just hit the guy.
Yeah.
Quit hugging. Just hit him.
Yeah.
You know?
The
I
hugging,
hate those.
running around in circles, like all that gets boring
Speaking
too.
of boxing, did you watch Olympic boxing?
I did. Good stuff.
I feel like the one thing that they could have made it better is 5 rounds.
Yeah.
They did 3 rounds, so you rarely saw knockouts.
I know. I don't like the short rounds, but you got to get through it in the Olympics. And they're amateurs competing, so I don't know. It's fun to watch, but, yeah, it's not real hardcore boxing.
They're still hitting each other.
Yeah, but they got bigger gloves. They have targets that they got to use. It's a little different.
Fish, do that again?
Ooh, Fish got that heat.
All full of sound effects today. Look at us. But the Detroit Tigers almost at 500, now 55-60 on the season. Yesterday, the Detroit Tigers beat the Baltimore Orioles 9-4, and Badu showing off that quick speed he's got.
At 6th, then Will Castro, Badu, Derek Hill.
The other way, that's a fair ball into the left field corner. Willie Castro will score. Takes a weird hop away from Austin Hayes. Badu digging for 3, and he is in there with a pop-up.
Nice. I love Shep's commentating too.
Yeah, Shep's great.
He makes me excited. It's like Dan Miller. Always makes you excited.
And no home run last night for Miguel Cabrera, so we're still stuck at 498. What's up, Fish?
Mr. Joey Namath, do you watch a whole Tigers game? Like you say you can't watch baseball. Do you at least watch a whole Tigers game?
I could honestly say, just like a book, I've never finished it in completion. Never in my life. Literally, that's a true fact. I've never read a book in its entirety in my life.
I don't read books.
But I've never entirely, like obviously when we were in the World Series and all, I'd watch the games.
The whole game.
But the whole game, even when I'm at Tigers game, I've been to about 10 Tigers game, 5 to 10 Tigers game in my entire life. Never stayed for an entire game.
Well, that's your mistake.
Look at Stick. He's so disappointed.
Stick, me and you can agree. We love baseball. You got to see the whole 9. If you just watch the last inning, it's like, oh, you.
And I'm a never leave early guy. Like, it doesn't matter what sport. I'm a never leave early guy.
What about,
if I'm going to the game,
you got to watch
I'm
the
there
whole
till the
baseball
buzzer.
game to see the drama, see the tension build.
Yeah.
Traffic.
What about
traffic is
but
too
what,
much.
What about concerts? Like you leave early with concerts.
No.
I don't.
You're that
No, I
guy.
stay after at concerts.
You sit and wait.
Encore.
Hold up my lighter, light my blunt up, you know. No, like I'll hang out because, like you said, traffic. I'm the guy that I don't want to beat traffic. I want traffic to clear.
Oh, so you really waiting?
Oh yeah, no, I'll hang out.
Yeah, you're waiting for like an hour.
Yeah, concerts end at like 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock sometimes. So what, you wait till 10:30? Ooh.
Listen, but nobody gives a shit about the encore if it saves you 2 hours in traffic.
Hey, but you waiting for them to sing that song?
Not me. I go to a show, I check out 4 or 5 songs, I leave.
That's why?
Biggest waste
why
of
even
money.
Go? Right.
Literally.
Well, I get free tickets. I don't pay for
our
tickets.
bougie art over here.
Not anymore. Now that I'm not in radio, but you know.
Oh, so many free tickets for art.
No, not anymore.
Now that I really remember, where did I see you at? MGK, was it?
No, it was another white rapper, Macklemore.
Oh yeah, the other white dude.
Yeah.
You did the interview and left.
Well, yeah, because I don't like Macklemore.
I don't care what it is. If I'm there, I'm
if it's
enjoying
live
it.
music, I love it.
Plus, you and I could admit, I don't know if you had the same experience as me, Macklemore was a fucking prick.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had me hold the football, take the picture. I was like, oh, you like the Lions? And he's like...
Yeah, but let's preface that by what really happened that day, too. Macklemore's a recovering alcoholic, and the guys that were interviewing him right before you brought him a bunch of fucking liquor as a gift.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, no, talk to Jerry about it.
Okay.
And that's what, like...
That's why he was in a bad mood?
That's why he was in a bad mood.
Okay.
Yep.
I could have bought him a Goodwill gift certificate. That would have made him feel better.
There you go, thrift shop, man.
And lastly, Detroit Red Wings will re-sign Jacob Vrana to a 3-year deal. They agreed to terms yesterday, so I'm happy that we're keeping him on the squad because obviously a lot of changes last year with him, but this was that first game with us last season. Goal, baby.
Yeah, Brana.
I'm looking forward to some Red Wings, too. It is funny that you mentioned, I mean, Red Wing, like, hockey and MLB are kind of the same pace, but I feel like there's just more excitement when you're watching hockey.
Yeah, hockey, listen, all games are better live. A live hockey game is intense, especially playoff hockey.
Dude, how many times in a hockey game when you're watching the NHL do you say, oh,
right,
oh, like it keeps you on the edge.
Say the same thing in baseball.
Keeps you on the edge of the seat, though, more in hockey, I feel like. And that is my news.
By the way, Sick, you're a baseball fan. You got to watch cricket.
Okay, I'll try. I just don't understand cricket. You can hit the ball backwards. You just run around. Like I don't understand cricket.
Especially with the 5-day format. Intense.
Yeah, 5-day format. Yeah, no, hell no. Art won't even stay for a concert. You expect me to watch a game for 5 damn days?
But it's intense.
Ridiculous. All right, coming up next, let's get a look at this depth chart for the Detroit Lions. They released it yesterday, and I thought there were a couple interesting notes on here, and we'll discuss that next on the Woodward Sports Network. Good morning to you. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And, of course, our app, which is free and available for download wherever you get your apps, whether you have Apple or Android. Just search Woodward Sports Network.
And if you don't, you're a turd.
Oh, yes. Yeah, to go back to Dan Campbell's quote. You're a turd. So speaking of Dan Campbell, depth chart. This isn't the season depth chart, but it's where we're at right now in training camp. It came out yesterday, and there are some interesting things on here that I think we should definitely talk about. First of all, you know, we've had a lot of talks about our wide receiver. And that's kind of the position that I want to look at on this, because you have Tyrell Williams being your lead number 1. You have Quintez Cephas being your lead number 2. Amon-Ra already slotted in as the starting slot receiver.
Yeah, I mean, keep going on with the other names, though. You'll see why.
Yeah, well, Geronimo Allison and Sage Surratt are the remaining 2 on that list.
I mean, talking with Corey, our Detroit Lions insider, he says the way that Amon-Ra has been looking out there at training camp has really been impressing him. So, I mean, obviously, what do we see? We saw him hurdling over Okuda. I mean, he's out there doing his thing, balling out. So, I mean, obviously, it all depends on seeing him out there on the field in the game. It's going to be a totally different situation. But from his highlights coming up to this point, him in college, I'm excited to really see him. I think he's going to be one of our better wide receivers sneaking up there.
No, I think so too. And Tyrell Williams, you know, like all these guys are tall that we have. That's one thing I was noticing, like 6'4", 6'3", 6'2". So we got some size at the wide receiver position.
We don't got them Danny Amendola type players this year.
No little guys like that. Amon-Ra is probably the littlest guy we got. Then we look at the tight end position. This was something that I thought was kind of interesting. Obviously, Hawkinson's our number 1 tight end. They're listing this as we're going to have a 2 tight end set. And the other starter is going to be Darren Fells. I thought that was interesting. And from talking to Corey yesterday, he said Alize Mack has really been showing out in practice. And
I know you love that name.
You know, I think that's the greatest name in all of sports. Like, I want to see his parents, because to me they're like 70s pimps. And when they name their kid, they're like, we want to call him Alize Mack, and they talk all smooth like that. Like, there's no way you name your kid Alize if you aren't the smoothest person on the planet.
Yeah, that is very true. I mean, you gotta earn a name like that, though.
So Alize Mack is our 3rd tight end on the depth chart. So not sure how much run he'll see, but if there's an injury, you know, he'll get it, because apparently we're going to be running a lot of 2 tight end sets according to our starting roster.
See, but it worries me, because anytime you like somebody's name, kind of like the former Michigan State quarterback, they always end up being a bust.
Who?
What was his name? That Michigan State quarterback. You loved his name. Lombardi.
Oh, Rocky Lombardi. Oh, that's a great name. You're Rocky and you're Lombardi.
Great name, but not a great quarterback.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Speaking of Lombardi, interview 100 people that know about the NFL. I guarantee you 70 people do not know that the NFL Super Bowl trophy is Vince Lombardi.
The Lombardi trophy?
Yeah, I guarantee you they will not know who it is.
I will put that theory to a test, Fish.
Okay.
I think a majority of people know.
You think so?
I want to say yes, but I don't know, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
other notable things on this depth chart here. Quarterback, obviously, Jared Goff. Tim Boyle is going to be our number 2. DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. A lot of people were going back and forth. Is Jamal Williams going to be the lead back at one point they were talking about? But they have him listed number 2 on the depth chart. Jamar Jefferson is our number 3 back, which I like that. We have a solid backfield.
Yeah, we do. I mean, you look at just DeAndre Swift, who I think is going to have one hell of a season. But then we've all fallen in love with Jamal Williams. And then on top of that, a Jamar Jefferson, who Corey was real hype on Jamar Jefferson from what he's been seeing. I'm looking forward. I mean, our running back, the backfield that we got right now is looking pretty good.
Yep, and then defensive end, your starters are going to be Michael Brockers, Nick Williams, and then the nose tackle is going to be Aleem McNeil. So that's the beginning of our 3-4 defense. They're moving Trey Flowers to outside linebacker, Jamie Collins inside linebacker, Alex Anzalone is your other inside linebacker, Okwara is your other outside linebacker. So, I mean, on paper, that defense doesn't seem so bad. Okoro had 10 sacks last year. You got Trey Flowers, who always threatens to be around a double-digit sack guy. From all I'm hearing about Aleem McNeil is that he has been dominant in camp as a big dude on the interior part of that line.
And the 4-3. I mean, I'm excited to see the 4-3.
The 3-4.
I mean, the 3-4.
We saw the 4-3. Yeah, it did not work out for us.
Yeah, because, I mean, we saw a little bit of it, but now I'm excited to really see it unfold because I feel like this is going to be something where it actually is going to be a good move for us.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then we got Deshaun Hand and Levi rounding out our defensive ends. One place that we just signed a new kicker yesterday, we're having, Zane Gonzalez, we brought him in, having a little rough time finding our next kicker, which... honestly, that's very concerning.
Especially for the Lions. I mean, you look back, we've always had a good kicker.
Yeah, we've been very blessed with, Prater and then Hansen before him. We had the 1 year where we went through like 4 kickers before we got to Prater. But overall, we've been very lucky with our kickers here in Detroit.
Yeah, that honestly is the position that I worry about. I mean, we know our punter's straight, but kicker, we need that, man. I miss my boy Jason Hansen.
Bring him back. Yeah, Jack Fox is on here twice as a punter and our holder. So, Jack Fox, the man. We love him.
Yeah.
If you want to get a look at the depth chart, it's up on our social media at Woodward Sports. Make sure you go check it out. We just wanted to put it out there because it's official. The depth chart is out. Football is going to be here in less than 3 weeks, and it's going to be amazing. Cannot wait for the start of this season. No matter what happens with the Lions, football's back, baby.
Football's back this Friday.
I love it.
We're only 2 days away from seeing a little bit of football. I know it's only preseason, but I'm still excited.
Yeah, Dan Campbell said the starters are going to play the entire first quarter. Normally in preseason, you get like a series. But to play the first quarter, it's going to be fun to at least watch these guys. Hopefully, we could get at least 2 offensive series out of it and 2 defensive series out of it.
Watch us play the whole first quarter, all on defense.
I hate when that happens. I hate when that happens.
It's rare that it happens, but I mean, there are times.
Yeah, so make sure you check out the Lions depth chart, and make sure you go to woodwardsports.com for all the insight that Corey's given from camp. And coming up next, you ready, Fish? You got your facts ready? All right, we got Fish Facts. We got some videos with Jeff and Joey's Dumbass of the Day.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Is it time?
Yeah, it is. Fish!
Go fish.
Fish Facts.
It's fish!
All right, Mr. Fish, it is that time of the morning where you come on with your facts. What do you have for us today?
Today's Wednesday. It's always a good day when we're close to the weekend. And it's always a good day when football is back, everybody. We go out to England, not Australia, shockingly. We go out to England. We had Carabao Cup football. Carabao is an energy drink in England, if any of you care. That's the sponsor. Used to be Coca-Cola and a bunch of other sponsors. Anyways, we go to the video today, which is the Carabao Cup in England from yesterday. This is Derby and Salford. And that is that's a mean strike. He blasted that thing in there. So they ended up winning on penalties 5-3, 3-3. So 3-3, by the way, is a good game. You guys agree?
No. I want a winner. What is with you in not wanting winners?
No, they did win. They won 5-3 on penalties. But I'm saying 3-3 as a score instead of 0-0 or 1-1.
Oh, yeah, I'll take the more scoring.
It was a cup game, so they had to win, and they won on penalties. We go out to facts today. We have a second favorite sport, baseball, for you today. We start with the Rangers of Texas, not New York hockey. Tonight marks the 4th time this year Dios Garcia of the Rangers has hit a go-ahead home run in the 9th inning or later. That's the most by any rookie in a season in MLB history. He is looking good. You know who else is looking good? Juan Soto of the Washington Nationals. 24.2% of Juan Soto's swings this season have produced hard contact, 95+ mile/per-hour exit velocity. That's the highest such rate in MLB, minimum of 200 batted balls.
It's a hitter right there. Baller.
And that's not easy to do. Some of the swings you get don't go that fast. So you got to really get kind of, especially if the pitcher's throwing 100 mile/per-hour heat, having good contact is not easy. Although they do it. Shohei Ohtani. The longest start in the majors yesterday was 6 innings. First time in MLB history that every team in action on a given day and no starter pitched more than 6 innings.
Oh, wow.
So everyone yesterday was not great. They pitched 6 innings or less, which is not very good. And I believe they had 15 games yesterday, so they had all 30 teams playing. That's not really a good stat you want. But hey, it happens. Love baseball. Joey, you got to start watching baseball, okay?
I watch, but I'm one of those that I watch replays and highlights of baseball more, though.
You got to watch a full game. Speaking of full games, 1929, Babe Ruth, we're looking for Miggy's 500. Well, Babe Ruth was the first player to hit 500 in 1929. So he paved the way for, did Rodriguez hit 500?
I don't think anybody else has hit 500.
There's been other people that have hit 500.
No.
Okay, there has.
I don't know, Fish. I'm going to have to look that up. You're the fact guy, so I'll trust you on this one, but I don't know.
You don't think anyone's hit 500 home runs?
Oh, 500 home runs. I thought you were saying 500 batting average.
No, 500 home runs.
Oh, yeah, lots of people. Yeah, like 20, I think 27 or 28 people.
He hit his 500th home run in 1929, which paved the way for Rodriguez, Pujols, and hopefully Carrera. Not before Friday, though. Make that clear.
Yeah, we need him to do it at home. Let's see. You got Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Alex Rodriguez, Pujols, Willie Mays, Ken Griffey Jr., Jim Thome, Sammy Sosa, Frank Robinson, Mark McGwire, Harmon Killebrew, Rafael Palmeiro, Reggie Jackson, Manny Ramirez, Mike Schmidt. So, yeah, there's a lot of people on this list.
Speaking of Hank Aaron, Mass can tell you where his 755th home run was and what billboard and what credit card company, all that stuff that only Mass knows. Hey, Art, we have some birthdays that you may like today. Number 1, I'm assuming he's your favorite fan. Sorry if he's not. Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah.
I like Rogan.
It is his birthday today. He does comedy. He has a podcast. He does UFC fights. He's a good guy. And then Hulk Hogan, probably T-Mac's favorite person.
Yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It is his birthday. Hogan, 1953, and Rogan, 1967. So
we live in a world where Joe Rogan and Hulk Hogan share a birthday. That's great. That's
Seems
awesome.
fitting.
Yeah.
Is that your facts, Fish?
Yeah, there's nothing else. He was born in New Jersey, Rogan was, and Hogan was born in Augusta, Georgia. So, those are facts. We'll be back for Thursday. Big day tomorrow. We got 2 shows opening up.
Yeah.
So
you ready for that?
Yeah. I'm ready.
It'll be a fun day.
It will be a very fun day. We got Edwards and Armani, and then the 11 to 1 show.
Say it, Fish.
Say it,
Big
Fish.
D energy.
Big D energy. That's right. That's right, Fish. All right, let's get to Jeff for some of his trending videos. What you got for us today, Jeff?
Today on What's Trending with Jeff, we start in Paris, and we start with Messi. And after he moved, from Barcelona to now PSG and the football or soccer league in Europe, look at the effect he has on the public. Like, look how many people actually give a damn. Not only that, but look at the security he brought with him. This is just the beginning, folks. it gets progressively more and more security.
Yeah, we said motorcade when we got Cade Cunningham, but this is literally a motorcade for this dude.
Yeah, that's like, oh my God, look at this. Looks like a movie, dude.
Coming in hot.
Like 30 guys on motorcycles. Yeah, that is the Messi effect. I mean, that just shows how big football or soccer is in Europe, I guess.
Right.
And the security, they care about their players. Because if LeBron was walking around in public, he'd have a couple security guys with him, but not 30 motorcycles riding with him. But moving on to, we're going to stick on the soccer field. If you guys have kids, you understand that they can get away fast. But imagine taking them to a sporting event and then getting onto the field. What would you guys do? Like this mom did with her son, and he got away from her, got on the football field, and look at him. Nah, she's got to go get him. I guess that's
what you have to do, right?
Yeah, I'm always confused. We talked earlier about like the age you have to be to like get, joik tackled. I don't know. It just looks so nonchalant, her to walk over and grab him. No security really cared. No one really cared.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, if my kid pulls that shit, they're getting tackled. Let him get tackled. You got to learn life lessons. You're not going to grab him? No, I'm not No!
Take responsibility for your kid, Art.
My kid wouldn't be out there because I'd tase him before he even got on the field.
You keep your kids on the leash?
Yep.
That's why they have those kid leashes?
I'm going to be honest with you, we had like the backpack. It was weird, dude. I didn't like it.
I think it's weird when I see parents have their kids on. I don't have kids, though, so I don't understand trying to keep them corralled.
No, it's as simple
having
as
them on a leash is weird.
Disciplining them and being like, hey, don't be a jackass in public, or just don't take them out in public until they're ready. It's that simple. So.
Yeah, that, listen, as long as she got him. Like Art said, if I had a kid, I'd probably be like, learn from your damn mistakes. Let security guard or Joik Bell go get your ass. But moving on to the last video, the Little League World Series was on, and Jesus Christ. Sticks an ump, so he was an ump. He can get this. But look at the call this umpire made on this pitch. And Stick, I know you had some reasoning for this, but look at the kid's face. You can't deny the shock on his face and the subtle ping pong special thing he's good at. Oh, God. I don't know. If I was a dad, I'd be pissed. I don't care what the damn rules are. That kid shouldn't have swung at it. He didn't swing at it. And he still took that strike. I don't know.
Yeah, it was not a strike, first of all. It was a ball. But like I said, in Little League, they expand the strike zone for these kids. They have a little better chance at throwing strikes. But, yeah, good job by that catcher for framing it, though. Bringing it back in like that real fast. Good job.
But, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, they're kids. They'll learn. So, but that's it for today on What's Trending with Jeff.
All right. Thank you very much. Now it's time for Joey's Dumbass of the Day.
The Detroit Pistons select Darko Milicic.
World's dumbest criminal.
Well, so much for me calling him savvy because he had no idea where he's on the field.
And he crosses too many timeouts. It's a technical foul.
Dumbass!
Man, so we've talked a lot about Little League today that I just wanted to call this one dumbass out because he is a 52-year-old manager of a traveling Little League team for kids 10 and under. And you once played Little League, Stick. These teams, they don't make that much money, right?
Oh, God, no. The parents are piecing together uniforms. There's the mom that washes the uniform every night and stuff like that.
This 52-year-old asshole manager stole $6,500 from the team's accounts.
What?
Stole the money and put them in a tough pickle to where they couldn't even afford travel, and it ruined with the season. He ended up getting busted, and he was caught yesterday, so that is good news. Had to award him with the dumbass of the day today because you can't do that to the little kids. Come on.
There's shady people around Little League Baseball. Like we were talking, I was an umpire, and there was a guy, I'm not even going to say his name because he doesn't deserve to be mentioned, but he was the head of the umpires, and he was taking money from the league to pay us, and a lot of us kids never got paid. Like, I went a whole summer umpiring for this one tournament and this one league, and I never got paid. This dude still owes me like $800 to this day.
Whoa.
Yep.
He was just pocketing it all?
Yeah, I ran into him like 3 years afterwards at the Speedway in Commerce, and yeah, we exchanged some words.
Yeah, he didn't buy the regular size Milky Way. He got the king size.
Yeah, just robbing kids. Like, who robs kids? Yeah. That's the dumbest thing.
It makes no sense, especially this to where the travel team can't even afford some of the travel games.
Yeah.
Just absolutely horrible. So, yeah, he wins Dumbass of the Day. And I wanted to end the show by giving another shout-out. Later on tonight, Woodward Sports will be out at the Rochester Hills Fireworks Show. Obviously, you're wondering why there's fireworks. July 4th passed because it got postponed due to everything happening with COVID. But It's back, full capacity, Borden Park. I am excited to be there tonight. So the fireworks go off at 9:36, if I'm not mistaken.
Awesome. Well, have a good time tonight. Joey, represent. And you guys have a great, I can't believe it's already Wednesday. You guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. And don't forget, starting tomorrow, we got 2 new shows, 11 to 1, Joik Bell, Darren McCarty, and Neil Rule. And then, of course, 2 to 4, Ryan Armani and Braylon Edwards start tomorrow. Going to be a big day around here at Woodward Sports. Thank you guys for being a part of it every single day on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and, of course, everybody who's downloaded our app. Have a great day.